to my live stream, my YouTube channel. Hold on a second. Just want to make sure this is working. Make sure this is live. Oh, so it says it's live, but hold on a second. Trying to make sure that this is working. Okay, so it says I'm on live. I'm doing my WWE Survivor Series Wargame predictions. This is Jacob Cast 2024. We're gonna talk about the match for Survivor Series tomorrow night on Saturday in San Diego, California. It's gonna be outdoor. It's only a 4-match card. And we're gonna talk about Friday Night SmackDown. The show that went out the air at 10 o'clock tonight. So we'll talk about what happened on SmackDown. We'll talk about the news and rumors for AEW, what's going on in the wrestling community. Just want to say hit that like button, leave a comment. Please subscribe to my channel. Let me know in the comment section y'all want to see more. Thank you for watching. Thank you for all the support. Enjoy this video. This will be an hour-long live stream. At least an hour and 2 minutes. My video is sponsored by PlayStation. It's sponsored by podcasters. My favorite podcasters, Solomon the Sound Off, JD from New York, Fightful Pro Wrestling. Now let's talk about what happened on SmackDown. Now, before I show the podcasters and show their commentary, I want to talk about what happened on SmackDown tonight. SmackDown was a pretty boring, lame go-home show. Not much happened in the show besides the tournament for John Cena's series going to fit John Cena. Jey Uso defeated Rusev. That was the opening match on the show. So Jey Uso going to advance. And then we had a birthday segment. The Miz cheats his way into the last time tournament. So he had to switch the card from Adam Pearce. And then we got him versus LA Knight. LA Knight defeated The Miz. Then whatever match, decent match, whatever match, kind of boring. But Knight advances, so now we're going to get LA Knight and Jey Uso next week on Raw to see who's going to advance. We did get Jade Cargill. She came out and destroyed Chelsea Green's celebration of her winning the double titles on NXT. And then we got Charlotte Flair defeated Asuka to win the Wargames advantage match. So the baby faces of the woman will get the advantage match. And then the main event, we got the MSTs, Solo Sikoa defeated Sami Zayn, the Moxley Machine Guns, Ray Phoenix. And after the match was over, it was actually a 5-on-5 traditional match. It was a 5-on-5 elimination match. And Solo pinned Sami Zayn to win. And then at the match was over and the MST celebrated, we got the return of the Wyatt Sith. Uncle Howdy returned. Had a stare down with Solo Sikoa, hit the Sith to Abigail. And the show went off the air. So clearly there, I get they are setting up the MSTs and the Wyatt Siths. We're probably going to get Solo and Uncle Howdy down the line pretty soon. Where was Uncle Howdy? Why was he off TV for so long? How long can you keep doing that? Now, no one cares about the MST and the Wyatt Sith. And that's the only storyline? Because there's nothing else on the show to really talk about. Cody Rhodes wasn't on this show, neither was Drew McIntyre. We didn't see the vision of Paul Heyman. There's no big storyline or big feud that's interesting. SmackDown sucked. SmackDown is so boring. Nothing happened on this show. Absolutely nothing. When it turned into Nightmare. The AAA in Mexico. Now, for the Wargames matches, John Cena versus Dominic for the Intercontinental title. John Cena's last Survivor Series pay-per-view. We got Stephanie Valkyria versus Nikki Bella for the Women's World Championship. We got the Women's Wargames with, I think, Charlotte, Alexa, Rhea, AJ Lee, Io Sky, again, Last Legend, Nia Jax, Becky Lynch, the Kabuki Warriors, Kairi Sane and Asuka, I'm sure that's gonna open the pay-per-view tomorrow night. And then for the men War Games that will close the pay-per-view in the main event, we got Division, Paul Heyman, well not Paul Heyman, but Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, Drew McIntyre, Logan Paul, Brock Lesnar, his first War Games against Roman Reigns, the Usos, CM Punk, and Cody Rhodes. Yeah, so that's gonna happen. I'm pretty sure the baby faces for the woman will go over, and the heel will go over for the men in the main event. Obviously, definitely Valkyrie gonna retain. As for Dominic and John Cena, I'm not sure. They're playing unpredictable. Not sure if John Cena can retain or Dominic gonna win in his hometown. That one I'm kind of go back and forth on. Alright, so, now I know Rusev is not on here, so I'd use that to Loomis. But Jey Uso beat Rusev. LA Knight defeated The Miz. Man, this John Cena tournament it sucked. It's been lame. Probably because of who's in it, lack of star power, and probably because of injury. We know that Penta was hurt on Monday. Sheamus was hurt, that's why he got pulled. And that's why LA Knight had a mystery partner. And it had to be The Miz. The Miz needs to weigh in. They were really the four masses, and that was really it. Yeah, so, now I'm about to talk about going to JD from New York. I'm not thankful for the fucking Miz, man. I'm not. Hold on. Now, let me show you JD from New York.
Normally, you get a good feeling, man, of how people are feeling, how the community is feeling. I got a sense tonight that legitimately nobody would be going live for SmackDown because A, it's taped, B, the results of said tape show were fucking terrible, and C, there are just other things more important than Friday Night SmackDown.
Yeah.
People still with their families, people still hanging out post-Thanksgiving with their families, coming down from the Thanksgiving high. There may be a show that you're catching up on or finishing, a la Stranger Things Season 5. Or maybe there's a sporting event or a college game on that you might find more interesting than Jey Uso versus Rusev or LA Knight versus The Miz in the John Cena Last Time Is Now tournament. Or better yet, how about this one, folks? The MFTs, with their really geeky and cringy-looking face paint, the MFTs, all five of them in the ring, against Sami Zayn and his newfound buddies, Rey Fenix, Shinsuke Nakamura, and the Motor City Machine Guns, in the most heatless match of the entire year. I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't know what to tell you. There wasn't really a lot of storyline progression. There wasn't even anything really storyline focused on this show. And it was just matches to basically tie up the loose ends for Survivor Series. We got the tournament. We got a women's War Games advantage match between Charlotte Flair and Asuka. And that's basically it. There's really nothing else to write home about. Where do I start, chat? What's the biggest thing that happened on tonight's show, man? I'd probably say whatever I put in the thumbnail, The Miz. The fucking Miz. Are you kidding me with The Miz? You know, there was a lot that was kind of speculated about with The Miz taking Sheamus's place in the tournament. Before all of this went down, Sheamus wrestled at Madison Square Garden alongside John Cena and Rey Mysterio in a match against the Judgment Day. 6-man tag team match. We didn't get John Cena versus Sheamus one-on-one. We didn't get John Cena versus Rey Mysterio one-on-one. Two matches that were still very much left on the table this year because WWE pussyfooted around with John Cena's run in 2025 and fucked everything up. So we didn't get those matches, and the best solution was we'll just tag those guys with Cena at Madison Square Garden. It'll feel like a big deal. Sheamus wrestled that match. He looked fine. He celebrated with Cena after the match. He looked fine. And then the spoilers came around, and we found out that Sheamus wasn't in the tournament anymore. It was actually before the show was taped. Sheamus was removed from the tournament literally a day before the tapings on Friday last week. Everybody speculated, including me, who his replacement should be, and I mentioned the name of Joe Hendry, former TNA superstar and now WWE superstar operating on Tuesday nights on NXT. I gotta get to him because it would be not right for me, and this this guy's a fucking beast, bro. Oh my goodness. This fucking guy is coming in here. Oh my goodness. We got a $200 super chat from Oh my goodness, this guy coming in big over here. Look at this fucking guy. First of all, he sends one $100 super chat with no message, and then he follows it up with another $100 super chat. 200 in total. He says, Ryan Seacrest for Safeway is always interrupting the Solid Monster during the sound off. You know, I find that to be very odd, Boots. It almost don't even sound like Ryan Seacrest. Is that the Ryan Seacrest, or is this someone else who is Ryan Seacrest, but not the Ryan Seacrest? You know, the guy that does the New Year's Eve ball drop from Times Square in New York City. Is it that Ryan Seacrest? Or is it somebody pretending to be him, but is not him? I don't know. It doesn't sound like him. So I got myself a mixed chocolate cheesecake at Safeway for Thanksgiving. I'll work off the booze and cheesecake tomorrow morning. So Boots is coming in here with a $200. Guy dropping nukes on Friday night, man. Look at this guy. Love it, love it, love it. Thank you, Boots. Very much appreciated. Thank you for being here. Hopefully you had a great Thanksgiving, man. And you speak of my language with cheesecake, man. One of my favorite desserts. It's a Thanksgiving favorite of mine, for sure. And Christmas. Love the cheesecake. So, Sheamus was removed from the tournament, and we finally got brackets for this tournament. We got the brackets on Monday, and I'm like, all right. We're looking at Sheamus and a Gunther final. It's great. Can't get any better than that, man. For the lack of fun and the lack of creativity that this tournament has provided, a Sheamus-Gunther final should feed families, right? So we come to find out that they taped the show last week, and Sheamus was removed. No Joe Hendry. Sheamus was supposed to wrestle LA Knight. They went into tonight's show with a mystery opponent, so that would make LA Knight's two matches so far mystery opponents. The first one was Matt Cardona, Zack Ryder, who he beat. And tonight it was revealed that his mystery opponent would be The Miz. The same Miz who lost his first round match and was eliminated from the John Cena Last Time Is Now tournament. Yes, that Miz. So, The Miz got in, and I don't really understand how they came to this conclusion. R-Truth comes in wanting a shot. His name wasn't picked for the 16 that were in this tournament. He's talking about his balls being held by Nick Aldis, and they kept going back about their balls, and R-Truth said that he doesn't appreciate Nick Aldis's UK balls. Now, if this sounds a little off to you, it's because it is. It's WWE crude humor in 2025. Somewhere Vince McMahon is it's like he's hiding in the fucking dwellings of the building. I don't really understand what the language is on this show. And why the crude comedy, like the cringy comedy. We got this and then the fucking midget on Monday with John Wiener came out on Monday. It's like, what is it with this dialogue and these segments? It's like the spirit of Vince McMahon is floating around backstage in WWE. So R-Truth wanted to be a part of this tournament. Nick Aldis had already chosen the 16 in the tumbler. He had the big gold Royal Rumble gold tumbler, right? The Miz's name was already chosen. So, the way that I'm looking at it, and someone chime in if you're watching me live here tonight, if the Miz's ball was chosen from the tumbler, then the Miz's name is no longer in the tumbler. So how did Nick Aldis pick the Miz's name in the tumbler? How did Nick Aldis pick the Miz's name when the Miz's ball wasn't in the tumbler anymore? None of it made sense. I'm looking at this and like, do they really think we're fucking stupid? Or did they choose his name, include him in the round of 16 names chosen, only to then put his ball back in the tumbler?
And people say this is political violence. And people are justifying murder. You're crazy.
Someone chime in and tell me if I'm off base here.
People saying Barnes Thompson,
what exactly? I watched the show. I watched the show. How did the Miz's name, how did the Miz's ball get back into the tumbler if his name was already chosen from the original names of 16 that were chosen in the tumbler? Don't understand it. I don't really get it. Miz switched the name out. Is that what happened? Did the Miz switch all of the balls to put back into the tumbler with his name in it? I don't, first of all, none of this even matters. He switched the name right out in front of him. Oh, is that what he did? Is that what he did?
Yeah, he did.
I must have missed that little key component then. Regardless of what happened, the Miz should not have gotten back into the tournament. First of all, it don't even make sense. It don't even make sense. The Miz could put his name in the fucking tumbler, but then Nick Aldis is the one who chose his name originally from the original set of names in the tumbler. So don't you think, as a state...
If you're an illegal alien, this runway is your future, because you're headed home. I'm Christina.
Can't be in the tumbler because your name was already chosen from the tumbler, and when I take your name out of the tumbler, your name can't get back in the tumbler. Your name is already chosen. Don't you think that Nick Aldis should have made an executive decision and not play stupid to the Miz and his fucking hijinks and his antics here? So you want me to sit there and think that Nick Aldis, who is a tough general manager and has made decisions and has battled this roster with chaos and he's got an iron fist on SmackDown, you mean to tell me that Nick Aldis, at the end of this Friday night going into Survivor Series, we are supposed to think that Nick Aldis is a fucking idiot? And on this night, maybe he was drowsy from Thanksgiving. which we know he wasn't because the show was taped last week. You want me to think that Nick Aldis is that stupid? I don't really get it. But regardless, we got The Miz. We got The Miz in this tournament. He wrestled LA Knight, and what I thought was, I mean, if any of you are here, I'm telling you right now, if any of you are here who tell me, oh, the match was decent. No, it wasn't. No, the match was not decent. Do you watch The Miz wrestle? Honestly. The guy wrestles as if he's afraid to break a fingernail. The guy's got the safest movement in the entire pro wrestling industry. No wonder he's only been injured one time in 20 years. I'm not asking him to go out there and break his neck, but Jesus fucking Christ, man, if you're going to put your name in a tournament twice for the right to wrestle John Cena at Saturday night's main event in 2 weeks, then you should wrestle like your fucking life depends on it. Sweat a little bit. Go in there and fucking get physical, man. I don't understand how anybody looks at this shit and calls it professional wrestling. It's just cosplay pro wrestling to me. And LA Knight, I feel bad for LA Knight. He's got to wrestle Matt Cardona, he's got to wrestle The Miz, and now he's got to wrestle Jey Uso. That's another story all by itself. Jey Uso wrestled Rusev tonight. Would it be that fucking difficult for Rusev to get a victory over Jey Uso? Like, I don't really understand that. Does anybody look at that and find that to be utterly ridiculous? That Rusev, he has trouble beating Jey Uso. WWE is walking a very, very thin line. Very thin line. So now he's got LA Knight, and they wrestle on Monday night. That's Jey Uso territory. That's LA Knight territory, too. They're right back to their old stomping grounds. LA Knight's on Raw, Jey Uso's on Raw. WWE's walking a very thin line, man, with the tease that Jey Uso and Gunther might meet again in the finals of this tournament. And God help my fucking soul if Jey Uso makes it to the finals against Gunther for Saturday night main event, man. I can't deal with it. The LA Knight match, just based on the fact that we haven't seen it on the main roster, is the best course of action. It is the best creative that WWE has at their disposal right now. The last time we saw them wrestle was NXT, when he was still Walter. So, I'm gonna need an LA Knight Gunther final here. God forbid we get another match with Uso and Gunther. I can't take it. I just can't take it. It's almost, you know what this reminds me of? The Jey Uso glazing and this Jey Uso super push on WWE television this year. It reminds me of the Vince McMahon, Roman Reigns big dog era. Triple H is basically treating Jey Uso like the big dog, Roman Reigns. He's not even a cool Roman Reigns. He's not Tribal Chief Roman Reigns yet. At that point, I think everybody willingly accepted Roman because Roman was finally being himself. I don't know what the fuck there is to like about this entrance merchant, this catchphrase merchant on Monday and Friday night. I have nothing personal against Jey Uso. I think Jey Uso's a swell fucking guy. But man, the overexposure and the plunger down the throat of Jey Uso every single week, it is fucking nauseating, man. He comes out, he starts the show, he does his entrance, and then he does... And we gotta hear it all over again. And then Rusev, poor Rusev. Rusev and LA Knight would have been a much better match than Uso and LA Knight. So we go babyface versus babyface on one side and heel versus heel on the other with Solo versus Gunther on Monday night. Should have been Penta. But we got Solo due to Penta's injury. On no planet, under no circumstances, should Rusev be losing to Jey Uso. What a schmuck. Absolutely dog shit creative. LA Knight and Gunther should be your final, and I'm not even overly enthralled about that. So whatever else they got planned for that show, man, they better load that show up with some main roster talent against NXT talent, and they better make that fucking shit like an old school Mauro Ranallo takeover back from the black and gold days. That's what it needs to be. So Jey Uso beats Rusev and LA Knight beats The Miz. Further cementing this tournament as an absolute fucking snooze fest on WWE television. The lack of care, the lack of fun, the lack of excitement in this tournament, I mean, it is very concerning. Like, I don't know how any of you look at WWE in 2025. I think both AEW and WWE shit the fucking bed this year, man. This was the worst year of pro wrestling. This may be the worst year of pro wrestling in almost 3 or 4 years. Seriously, since the pandemic era. This may be the worst pro wrestling all year. This may be the worst state of professional wrestling all year creatively since the pandemic era days, when AEW was operating at a Daily's Place and WWE was operating out of the Performance Center. There's legitimately nothing between both shows, between both companies, that gets me going, that gets me excited. And if you look at this tournament, I don't know how you guys look at it, but I look at the way WWE booked this tournament as an indication that 2026 is just going to be just as rough as 2025. How do you fuck this tournament up? How? This should have been a slam dunk, easy fucking tournament. This tournament should have been an opportunity for WWE to have fun. This tournament should have been an opportunity for WWE to be unpredictable. This tournament should have been an opportunity for WWE to kind of make good on everything that they got wrong with John Cena. There was no fun, predictable matches, matches that nobody really gave a shit about in this tournament, which all directions lead to Gunther. Everybody knew Gunther was winning as soon as he came out with the new theme or the old theme and the fucking boxing robe. We got Javon Evans, Matt Cardona, and Dolph Ziggler. I mean, I'm looking at this tournament, and I honestly came up with a better iteration of this tournament than WWE did. I don't believe that they dropped the ball on this. So Jey Uso, LA Knight on Monday, Gunther versus Solo Sikoa on Monday.
Great.
And the finals take place next week on Friday Night SmackDown, which more than likely will be Gunther walking away and going into Saturday night's main event a week later. Any questions? Gunther versus John Cena will be John Cena's final match. And I'm sure that will be an epic battle. And Gunther will retire John Cena. And then Gunther will go on to do whatever he's got to do next year going into the Rumble and going into WrestleMania. Which I'm assuming, and I'm making a prediction now, it'll be Gunther versus Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. Because that's exactly what WWE is doing with Gunther. They're putting all of the big-time names in front of him.
I agree.
He retired Goldberg. He's going to beat John Cena. He's going to slay the Beast Incarnate. Gunther's going to be this generation's legend killer. That's exactly what they're doing with him. Other than that, on this show, we got a traditional 5-on-5 Survivor Series match, which, granted, was commercial-free for the last 30 minutes, which I very much appreciate. The thing I don't appreciate is the fact that this was as much of a heatless match as anything else I've seen on television. This match did not matter until it got down to the last two guys, which, predictably, WWE left Sami Zayn alone with Solo Sikoa at the end. And that's when the match actually mattered. So, for 20 minutes plus, the match didn't matter until it got down to Sami Zayn and Solo Sikoa. Everybody else was nothing more than mere background players. Chelsea Green and the United States Championship are an absolute fucking waste of time. You might as well flush the fucking toilet and watch the title go swirl down the fucking toilet. That's where the title belongs. Jade Cargill continues to be an absolute fucking waste. And Asuka versus Charlotte Flair by default probably was the best thing on this entire fucking show.
And that's a shame.
As you can tell, my feelings towards SmackDown aren't really all that Thanksgiving-ish. So, we're going to try our best to get out of here and going to give you guys the review that you need here on this Friday night. Thank you very much for joining me on this Friday night. It is your SmackDown post-show right here for November 28th. Right around it, and you make it work.
It's that time again. Wayfair's Black Friday sale is back. Score up to 80% off everything home.
Right. I don't think Sheamus is injured. They didn't want to give either one of these guys a loss. Which begs the question, why didn't they book the tournament better? So that this situation doesn't come around and be a thorn in their side. Maybe they should have booked the tournament in a way where they would willingly hand out losses to those who need it and wins for those who want to yelling into the camera. This gave Uso enough time to escape, take Rusev out with a spear, and then a big Uso splash for the 1, 2, 3. Man, you couldn't have booked this in any more of an anticlimactic way, honestly. Was it so difficult to actually have Rusev go over here? Like, I'm wondering what the thought process was at these creative meetings. Like, who thought that Jey Uso should go over? Rusev. Have you looked at Rusev? On what planet do you think Rusev can't beat Jey Uso? So, instead we got babyface versus babyface. Willingly. On Monday. Jey Uso and LA Knight. Instead of a heel versus a babyface. Then we got on the other side, heel versus heel, but that came from an injury. And they were forced to give the match to Solo. So I don't really give a shit what happens over there. I think we all know that Gunther's gonna win. He got his win tonight, did Solo. He beat Sami Zayn. So now it's alright for him to lose.
It's not just me saying it. You see,
maybe LA Knight goes heel. Maybe LA Knight joins the Vision on Monday.
They were disappointed.
I don't know.
People in the arena were all complaining. Everyone said,
who knows? That's probably not going to happen. Maybe eventually. But a babyface versus babyface match on Monday, I mean, I'm not looking forward. Like I said before, you put Jey Uso in there against anybody, I'm going to have the feeling of I don't give a shit. I pray to God that WWE is doing this because it's two fan favorites. And by this, they feel like they're playing with people's emotions and delivering an unpredictable match. Because it could be either one of these guys. Like, they know nobody wants Jey Uso. They know the online community does not want Jey Uso to win this match. And they very much know that LA Knight and the fan base of LA Knight is watching this match with absolute fucking terror in their eyes. I don't know what you guys are so fucking hopeful for. LA Knight is not winning this tournament. LA Knight is winning this match, hopefully winning this match on Monday to eventually lose the tournament. So, choose your poison. He loses on Monday or loses on Saturday. It's Saturday, that's main event. Which one is it? Which one would you like? Either way, he's going to end up in the same boat, a loser. But that's what WWE thinks. That's how they operate. Yeah, we'll give them this match because both guys should win. Fans want both guys to advance. Not really. I would much rather LA Knight in this position. But that's how they look at it. Oh, this is unpredictable. It's two baby faces. It could be anybody's ball game. No, it needs to be one person's ball game, and that's LA Knight. Nobody wants to see Jey Uso and Gunther for what? What would that be, chat? A fourth time?
A fifth time? Sixth time. It'll be sixth
Jey
time.
Uso's matches are as boring as watching paint dry. I can't even begin to tell you when the last singles Jey Uso match that I watched was actually enjoyable. Backstage, The Miz. He was complaining to Nick Aldis about the last time his Now tournament when R-Truth walked in. Truth was once again talking about his balls being in the running for John Cena's mystery opponent. I don't know who wrote this dialogue, but I swear to God, man, with what we saw on Monday Night Raw with Dominic Mysterio and John Cena, this fucking midget that came out there and had that segment with Dominic Mysterio, and then this, R-Truth talking about his balls being in Nick Aldis' hands.
His balls in Nick Aldis' hands.
Someone in creative is getting a nice little cackle out of this cringy comedy. So the Miz lobby to Nick Aldis to face LA Knight. Aldis says it should be a random draw. Miz says he's a big part of Cena's history, and he should be his final opponent. R-Truth walked into the scene and engaged with Aldis in these juvenile jokes. Truth eventually said, "I'll leave you alone with your balls." Aldis revealed who he drew, and the paper was shown to the camera, and it said, "The Miz."
You know, it's one thing when...
Again, I don't really know how The Miz's name was chosen from the tournament.
But for men...
After he was already drawn from the tournament, The Miz sneakily stole one of the balls from Aldis, which led to him being the mystery opponent for LA Knight. So he can sneak and sneak and sneak all he wants. Nick Aldis looks like a blithering idiot. He didn't feel The Miz take one of his balls. And then Nick Aldis looking at the name The Miz in one of these balls. I don't really understand how he can't comprehend and compute. Miz, I just chose your name in the beginning of this tournament. How did your name get back in there? Your name shouldn't be a part of the remaining field in this tournament anymore. Your name shouldn't be a choice to be chosen from the tumbler in this tournament. Do you get a sense that I didn't want The Miz in this tournament again? Or that I didn't want The Miz as LA Knight's opponent tonight? Now, we discussed this on TNT with Jason. And Jason came to a logical thought that maybe the decision to pull Sheamus came later in the week and they weren't properly prepared for a replacement. And all they had to work with on Friday night. And they did it last minute and they didn't make the proper arrangements to fly an NXT talent in or make a surprise for someone else to be in this tournament. And they went with who they went with, who was there, and they went with the safe choice because no matter who was going to fill in for that spot was going to eventually lose anyway. But it's just not a good look for the tournament. It's not. The Miz can sneak and write his name on a ball and put the ball back in Nick Aldis' hand, but Nick Aldis looks like a fucking idiot. All he had to say was, well, this is not right. How could this be right? I already chose your name weeks ago. How is your name back in the tumbler? This entire tournament is an offensive piece of creative business. No fun, no unpredictability, no epic feel to round out John Cena's last match. He might as well just have handed the match to Gunther. You just should have had him come out week after week and say, I'm gonna retire John Cena. I'm gonna retire John Cena. And people step up to his face and Gunther beats these guys left and right every fucking week. I would have much rather watched that than this fucking tournament. This tournament lost my interest when Carmelo Hayes lost to Gunther on Monday. That was it. We had 2 more weeks to go with this tournament. After Carmelo lost, I was done.
Oh,
And after Sheamus was pulled, I was even further done.
What the fuck is that with Carmelo? Melo with me. They got Carmelo.
Damian Priest.
What the hell? What you doing, Carmelo?
He was interviewed by
What?
Kathy Kelly. And apparently, Zelina Vega interrupted Aleister Black's remarks about how his code was broken was addressed here. Priest said that Black didn't accomplish that, and the only thing that was accomplished by Black and Zelina was pissing him off. So Zelina interrupted and told Priest that Black was thinking of bigger goals, but if Priest wanted more punishment, quote-unquote, punishment, Black will be happy to oblige. After Zelina left, Rhea Ripley caught up with her old friend of Judgment Day yesteryear, and she said that she wanted to run a plan by him. Whatever the fuck that means. So we'll see what happens with that. It may have something to do with Wargames. I don't know why we're still feuding Black and Priest. I don't. You mean to tell me that this entire roster doesn't need a fucking shake-up? This roster needs to be turned upside down, and we need something different to happen here. You want to call Lola Vice up so that she could be the backup for Damian Priest against Zelina and Aleister Black? No. No, we're not watching Love Island. We're watching WWE television, okay?
Well,
Do we want to turn this into Love Island on Friday night and Monday night? No, I don't want to see that.
Take up this issue because the press evidence and will prosecute
Maybe WWE's gearing up for another mixed match challenge. Maybe they're gearing up for like a mixed tag team title.
The chances are very, very low.
Wouldn't be surprised. Chelsea Green and her Women's United States Champion.
Yeah.
Women's United States Championship celebration. She was accompanied by Alba Fire. They headed out to celebrate her big win a few weeks back over Julia. The ring was decorated with Canadian and American and Mexican flags signifying Green's Canadian heritage, her United States Women's Championship, and the AAA Mixed Tag Team titles, which she holds with Ethan Page. "Welcome, Patriots," Green said. She said she was proud to be our first and fourth two-time most dangerous women's United States champion. Green said that it was an honor to serve as the greatest women's champion, not only in WWE history or American history, but in the history of the continent of the North Americas. She said that it was now time to kick off this celebration with a very, very expensive display of pyrotechnics in her name. However, there was no pyro, and Jade Cargill stormed to the ring. As soon as Cargill got in the ring, she had Alba Fire with a big pump kick. She turns her attention to Chelsea Green and delivered a Jaded to the new Women's United States Champion.
Yeah,
Once Jade left, all of the pyro went off, and Chelsea Green was upset that she got her celebration ruined while she laid there jaded as the pyrotechnics went off. Are champions and championships supposed to be this embarrassing? Is this what the Women's United States Championship was created for? Like,
Yes.
slave away making this title belt, which, I mean, isn't really all that creative, honestly. You had someone create this belt with the labor and man hours that went into it. To give it to Chelsea Green, who had an absolutely horrendous reign. To drop it to Zelina, who had an even more horrendous reign. To drop it to Julia, who had even more of a horrendous reign. More horrendous than both Chelsea and Zelina combined. To then give it to Chelsea Green. And the first segment that we get, with her in front of a live audience as the new Women's United States Champion, she is embarrassed by the Women's Champion.
We see people coming to
Jade
the
Cargill.
North to commit a crime. Well, if you made the crime, you're going to get caught.
I don't know who advocated for this championship to be created and instituted onto our television program. But clearly someone wanted it. I'm going to assume a woman in the company wanted equal opportunity rights here for the women. I'm assuming someone or some people lobbied to have this title created. WWE, because they can't say no, because they have to look good in the aftermath of Vince McMahon and everything that he did to fucking ruin the company's reputation, can't say no. They gotta give. Someone said, sure, ladies, we'll create you a brand new title because we love women's wrestling. Only to then contact said belt maker, have them slave away to make this championship, only to then further embarrass the champion and the championship for 11 months! Who finds this to be sports entertaining?
Not me.
Like, I look at this, and then I see people, Chelsea Green is so hilarious, man! The fuck are you watching, man? What are you watching? Absolutely under no human circumstances did I find this humorous? Did I find this funny? Did I have a desire to chuckle and laugh? What the fuck are we doing with this title? Honestly. I would absolutely pay money to WWE to own the actual title so that I could vlog it, bring it back to said belt maker, and have him fucking incinerate it live on stream. Because that's where it belongs. It belongs melted down into whatever fucking aluminum and tin it's made out of, and the fucking leather belt, burn it, and make me something that I could put on my shelf as a fucking ornament for display.
In Uvalde, it's very similar to what happened to us in Parkland because
Chelsea Green,
we never thought it could happen either. We never thought it could happen.
Is so much better than what we are being given right now.
2014, 2018, we were shocked.
Maybe a
Parkland
partnership with Ethan Page will serious her up.
In the state, and that all changed.
Good evening, Patriots. Rush is Canadian.
When this was happening, we didn't know where our children were.
The fact that a Canadian is holding a North American or United States championship is not funny to me. No. The gimmick died when she won it the first time, and then we're right back to where we were in January.
I never thought it could happen. People in Uvalde.
The Secret Harvest was terrible. Piper Niven out or not, it's fucking terrible. It was terrible then, it's terrible now. No competition. No competition! You gave her this belt with what plan of action? What? So much planning that you got the Women's World Champion out there destroying your mid-card champion. Now by default,
That's what happened in Park Lane.
because there's no other competition, Jade Cargill is now opening up the eyes of the other women on the roster. And who do you think is stepping up to the plate to battle Jade Cargill and her bullying first?
He didn't have a driver, he couldn't drive.
Who do you think that is, Chad? She's already destroyed B-Fab. So who do you think that's going to be next? If you said Mia Yim, ding, 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 ding. I'd love for someone to listen to what I've said here and voice their displeasure about how I hate women.
Don't you ever point at my wife.
I don't hate women. You know who does? The people that booked this fucking segment, they hate women. Clearly someone in the company values nothing about the United States Championship. So much so that the title's been buried for the first 11 months of its existence on television.
Who the hell you think you're talking to?
Why did we need 2 mid-card women's championships?
Exactly. We don't.
We couldn't have one. And have that float between both brands, being that WWE disregards the fucking brand split whenever the fuck they want. I mean, this whole fucking company's upside down. Sometimes the brand split's in effect, sometimes it's not. Sometimes people show up on Raw from SmackDown, and sometimes they don't. And vice versa. Couldn't have one title, huh? Yes, because the logistics person backstage in WWE who works on the career team thought that they had enough woman power on both of these rosters to uphold 2 mid-card women's championships. Look at this SmackDown roster, man. This is the most absolute, bare-bone, pathetic roster of women maybe in a decade on Friday night. Awful. Absolutely fucking awful. WWE should be ashamed. They had 2 all-time fucking low segments this week. Jean Wiener and this. If you enjoyed this, you are part of the problem. This is not about having fun. This is not about, haha, Chelsea's great, man. Everybody's like fucking glazing Chelsea green. None of it is funny. None of it. You're focusing on what? You're the problem. How do you look at this women's division and find any humor in how the fucking division's booked? How?
That was in Park in Florida, where 17 people died. Because those 2 school shootings began the day.
At this rate, call up everybody you need to from NXT. You better call up Jordan Grace. Put Shayna Parker on the fucking brand. I'd even bring up fucking Lola Vice, being that we mentioned her before.
And the family of Uvalde.
This division needs bodies. Sorry, Sol Ruka. I mean, go to that fucking performance center, take a whole bunch of women, and throw them on Friday night. JC Jane, I'll even take JC Jane at this fucking point. How nobody has recognized this problem is fucking unreal to me. Unreal. This is not a problem that we wait. It's the Royal Rumble. We'll wait for the Royal Rumble. It's WrestleMania season. We'll wait for WrestleMania season. We'll wait for a draft. Bro, it's a problem now. It's been a problem for fucking 2 years now.
I told him you have to be 21.
Fix it.
He told me I have to be
Fix it.
He was 18. He has to be 21.
Especially since the show's going back to 3 hours in a fucking month. Fix the fucking problem!
I believe on pickup, I came out and asked him, what are you going to do with the rifle? And he answered, I go shooting with my friends.
Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair, along with Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, they were discussing plans ahead of Flair's Wargames Advantage match. AJ Lee appeared and stated that she'd make sure her team would win Wargames tomorrow night. I'm going with the babyfaces to win the Wargames match tomorrow night. I'm taking the Vision over Team CM Punk
and it shows how he bought
in the main event.
Back in 2018. Yeah, he actually bought it.
LA Knight beat The Miz. Miz was the only man in the tournament to receive not 1 but 2 opportunities
I'm gonna be next
against
My name is Nick.
everybody else in this tournament.
15.
He got 2 opportunities in a tournament where everybody else got 1.
I go with 20 people. I want to shoot the score.
So we'll pick it up here mid-match. LA Knight tried to go for BFT. Miz rolled him up for a pin attempt. He was then planted headfirst by a DDT for a near fall. Knight countered a skull-crushing finale attempt into an inverted DDT. Knight headed up top and tried his signature leg drop, but he was caught by the Miz into a skull-crushing finale. LA Knight kicks out at a 2. Miz decided to pay homage to John Cena by locking in the STF on LA Knight, who broke the hold by reaching the bottom rope. LA Knight looked on like he was going to go for an STF of his own, but Miz retreated to the apron. With the referee distracted, Miz poked LA Knight in the eye and had the rope-assisted roll-up pin on him. However, Charles Robinson, who was the official of this match, saw the Miz cheating and stopped the count. Miz yelled at Robinson, which opened him up for a BFT from LA Knight. 1, 2, 3. Not only was this match fucking, by TV standards, bad, and if you look at me dead in the face or at me on social media or argue with me in my live stream right now saying that I don't want to hear any disrespect towards the Miz, Shady. The Miz is fucking terrible. I don't give a fuck who you are. I don't give a shit where you are, who you are, where you're from. I don't give a fuck what you like. The Miz is fucking terrible. And the Miz should not be in this tournament on television, let alone once, but twice. The only part of the Miz that needed to be in this tournament was against Carmelo Hayes, and they didn't even do that.
Right now, Domino's pizzas are half off. Seriously, get whatever crust you want. Okay, I'll stop talking if you stop pretending you're not ordering.
He needs to quietly go away. Seeing someone like The Miz on television, especially on Friday night where there's so much wrong, seeing The Miz on television in 2025 in this type of role is honestly fucking wrong. Bro, there's no in-between. There's no in-between. I mean, you get on one side, they go to the utmost extreme where it's like fucking, it's like a Jack the Ripper murder in the middle of the fucking ring every fucking week. And then in a match like this, I mean, it's almost like I'm watching 2 guys cosplay pro wrestle. Like, LA Knight is great. And then I gotta watch him fucking sloth through a fucking match with The Miz, who's got literally the worst offense in the history of WWE. Bro, The Miz's offense is like you going to fucking Sleep Number and having the fucking representative have you test every fucking bed there with their fucking advanced technology pillows. That's exactly what The Miz's offense is. It's like a great night's sleep with the fucking footrest turned up to 100.
Who these people think you're talking to? You have no right. You don't come in the courtroom and threaten somebody's children. You do not tell me, and you don't. No one threatened in your face. Go with that.
How do you look at this tournament? How do you look at WWE, who had a golden opportunity to fucking regain fans' trust with this tournament? How do you look at them, how they botched this tournament, and have any hope for 2026? This should have been the easiest fucking thing to book, and it should have been a situation that should have been fun! Bro, what planet are you from? And what language do you speak? That you think having The Miz in this tournament twice is fun? What the fuck? I don't give a fuck how he weaseled his way into the Golden Tumbler by putting his balls in Nick Aldis's hand with his handwritten name. Bro, this tournament should have been...
Why are you crying?
This tournament should have been a Michael Jordan free throw. Easy as picking up a fucking basketball if you're Michael Jordan and fucking with your eyes closed, hitting a free throw.
And slap the shit out of you. Do not say shit. Keep your fucking mouth
Look at
shut.
what
'Cause
we
you were
have been
You were talking to the wrong people.
subjected
You had
to.
no
Look
idea
at what
the
this
pain
tournament
and
has been
trauma that we all go through.
deteriorated to. I know I'm not the only one that feels this way, bro.
Do not say shit.
I know I'm not the only one that feels this way.
Now you got me all wired up now. See, I wanted to come here. I wanted to address him. I wanted to address this animal.
But I guess, you know what? They figured John Cena's entire run this year was fucking absolutely drizzling shits, so let's end the year with John Cena's run in his final 2 months. And let's have that be the drizzling shits, too. So at least they've been consistent, right? We say WWE creative's not consistent. They're consistent. It started off as shit, and it's gonna end like shit.
I'm gonna come right back up here. I'm gonna get in your face. I think we're
Becky
getting
Lynch.
anywhere because when this whole thing is over, I will be.
She chatted with her Wargames team and boasted about her 100% success rate when it comes to Wargames. She said that when the door closes, it will be up to her.
And for you,
Nia Jax interrupted and said, Becky, it's not about you. Tonight's about Asuka to gain the advantage for their team in women's Wargames. Asuka said that the last time Charlotte Flair faced her, she was out for a year, which made her confident about her chances in the Wargames advantage match tonight. Kathy Kelly was with U.S. champion Ilya Dragunov, who was asked about Tama Tonga's challenges. Dragunov said that if Tama Tonga wanted a shot at the U.S. title, he was right there. Dragunov, before he could go further, Tommaso Ciampa rudely interrupted him. He talked about how he took Axiom's mask, and he was going to take the United States title from Dragunov. The U.S. champion said Ciampa made a good point, and he was going to think about it as he called his rival a jackass before he walked away. So if you're wondering why Dragunov didn't have a United States Championship match open challenge tonight, it's because this show was taped last Friday, and the way that he wrestles, I don't think we want Dragunov wrestling 2 matches in one night the way that he wrestles most of the time in these open challenges. So they gave him the night off, and he'll be back next week. Asuka, she went one-on-one with Charlotte in a Wargames advantage match. This was by far the best thing on the show, and that's not really saying much because it was a very low bar to begin with. So the last time that Asuka was in the ring with Charlotte, Charlotte had torn her MCL and ACL and was out for a very, very long time. And she returned, and she won the Royal Rumble, which was, looking back at it, a fucking awful creative decision. Can I ask, without anybody getting upset at me, what was Charlotte wearing tonight? Did anybody look at Charlotte's ring attire and say, doesn't she look ridiculous? No, I'm just saying this as an observation. We're watching the same show. Did Charlotte look ridiculous? I swear to God, man, it almost looked like Charlotte was wearing ring attire that was 2 sizes too small for her. I mean, I don't understand it. Or am I losing my fucking mind? That's all I'll say. She looked ridiculous. At least the bottom portion of her ring attire, bro, it looked like she was wearing 2 sizes too small. I don't know what she was wearing. It was very odd. Asuka. We'll pick it up here towards the middle of the match. Asuka and Flair exchanged some strikes and some chops. Flair did her somersault into a clothesline, kept Asuka grounded. She headed up top, connected with a moonsault to Asuka for a near fall. You know, I look at Julia Hart do the botch moonsault on Wednesday's Dynamite where she looked like a complete amateur out there. And I was saying the same thing about Charlotte Flair and her moonsault, and she's corrected the mistake. She realized that the moonsault was just absolutely terrible in every sense of the word. And she's grazing her hair. That's how she grazes her opponent on the outside. At least now she's rectified it. She does it to a laying opponent in the ring, and she does it. And she connects with it. Whereas Julia Hart, she doesn't know if she's too close or if she's too far. If you don't know how to execute the move properly, maybe someone should tell you to try something else. Maybe we should do something else in that spot. An elbow drop, a big splash, a leg drop, a senton. There are 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 other things that you could do. No, but we opt to do a moonsault and continue to make her look like a fucking geek. What do I know, though?
I care because...
What do I know?
I'm tired of losing people. I care because I'm tired of losing people. I don't know to die.
So Flair got the moonsaults. She then connected with a German suplex on Asuka, but found herself taken out by a German suplex by Asuka in return. Sliding knee by Asuka to Flair managed to turn the match to her favor. Jumping knee strike by Asuka to Charlotte. She transitioned into an armbar submission. Flair used her strength to lift Asuka up into a sit-down powerbomb. Near fall off the powerbomb, Asuka rolled to the outside. And we got both ladies battling in front of the announce table. Asuka disappeared from behind the announce table to try and catch Flair with the blue mist. Flair ducked, and Asuka ended up missing the timekeeper instead. Poor schmuck. Back in the ring, Asuka connected, or Asuka rather countered Flair's figure 8 into an Asuka lock. Flair rolled through and escaped the hold as she finished Asuka off with natural selection for a 1, 2, 3. As far as in-ring action, this was by far the best thing on the entire show. Charlotte's been very adequate since turning to a babyface and getting herself out of the spotlight at the top of the women's division. And then Asuka's been largely great since she's returned and turned heel. Do I give a shit about the women's Wargames advantage? No. No, I would actually have to give a shit about the women's Wargames match first to give a shit about the advantage match. Nobody cares. There's just a whole bunch of conglomeration. No pun intended. In that women's Wargames match, there's 3 or 4 different feuds in that match. Not one singular feud between both teams. But, regardless, this was the best thing on the entire show.
Who cares? Not a problem.
We got a Billy Bomb! $100 super chat from my god, Billy. What's up, JD, my man? I'm with my buddies in Tucson, having a great time. Love my friends. Happy holidays. God bless America. Billy, you. You're a beast, brother. I hope the Thanksgiving holiday treated you very well, man, and I hope you are well, and I thank you for joining us here tonight, stopping by to grace us with your presence, man. Thank you very much.
Much better than bouillon magic begin when you scoop a spoonful and stir it in. Breakfast casseroles and green beans with flair, prime rib, or deviled eggs to share. Because everything is better with better than bouillon.
Tackle home projects with Bauer, only at Harbor Freight.
Group is fucking been absolutely inclined to give us eliminations within the commercial. Then at that point, I'd have to ask, who gives a shit? I asked who gave a shit even with this match being commercial free. Bro, the MFTs are fucking awful. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Chad. The MFTs are fucking awful. This entire group is fucking garbage. There's not a singular fucking ounce of care. I could give 0 fucks. And I could not even be bothered to fucking care about the MFTs, bro. Don't care. I don't care about the MFTs like I don't give a fuck about the cranberry sauce at Thanksgiving dinner, bro. I don't touch it. I don't touch it. First one to get eliminated here was JC Mateo. Oh, actually, no, I'm sorry. He was not the first one eliminated. He eliminated Alex Shelley. Motor City Machine Guns first. Actually, you know what? I got it all mixed up. Motor City Machine Guns scored the first elimination with a nice tandem pin combination to take out Mateo. So that was Mateo being eliminated. Tonga stepped in, found himself on the receiving end of stereo super kicks from the Machine Guns. Nakamura was tagged in as he blasted Tama Tonga with an enziguri. Nakamura had Tama Tonga in sight for the Kinshasa, but Solo's distraction was enough to give Tama Tonga the opportunity to hit what he calls the cutthroat. It's basically his version of the spinebuster. Phoenix found himself on Tongaloa's shoulders, but he turned that into a roll-up pin, which he got the 3 and the elimination on Tongaloa. Tola Tonga comes right in, made an impact as he crushed Ray Phoenix with a big running charge. Tola threw Phoenix down with a pair of scoop slams as Solo tagged himself in. He went for the Samoan spike, but Phoenix avoided it. Sabin entered the match with a tag. Solo hit a fierce uppercut on Chris Sabin, tried for a Samoan drop. Shelley blind tagged himself in, and he and Sabin hit Sikoa with stereo super kicks. They went up top to set up Skull and Bones, their finish. Tama shoved him down to the outside. Tola Tonga then made a tag, choke slammed Shelley across the apron, and Alex Shelley was eliminated via Tola Tonga. Sabin tried to go for a crossbody on Tola Tonga, but he was caught, and his sunset flip was counted into a hard clothesline, and he was quickly eliminated. So Tola Tonga eliminated both Motor City Machine Guns. Thanks for coming. The Machine Guns have been a complete waste of payroll to the WWE SmackDown roster. Man, have they not gotten over, huh? Absolute job. They're jobbers to the MFTs, bro. Can you imagine that? They are jobbers to this version of the MFTs. Phoenix entered the match now. Tried to bring a bit of offense to Tola Tonga. Tiger feint kick across Tola, Solo Sikoa, as well as Tama Tonga tagged into the match. Phoenix attempted a goodbye amigo, which was countered by Tama, but Tama Tonga was turned inside out by a Hurricanrana. Phoenix then leapt from the top rope to take out Solo and Tola Tonga on the outside. Back inside, Tama Tonga caught Phoenix with the not-so-hidden blade here, the cutthroat. Tama Tonga eliminated Ray Phoenix. Can you believe that? Ray Phoenix, one of the greatest luchadors of the last decade, eliminated by Tama Tonga. And you mean to tell me SmackDown isn't a fucking dog shit program? Sami Zayn was left all by himself. He was left in there with Tama Tonga, Tola Tonga, and Solo Sikoa. Huge uppercut from Tola. He continued his attack on Sami Zayn. Solo tagged in. He was thrown into the corner for a running hip strike on Zayn. Tama Tonga was up next. He blasted Zayn with 2 running splashes. Zayn starts to come back, hits Tama Tonga with a surprise haluva kick, and he eliminated Tama Tonga. So now it's 2-on-1 in favor of the MFTs. Tola didn't let Sami Zayn get any moment to breathe here. He went right after Sami Zayn and after he eliminated Tama Tonga. So they're on the outside. Zayn is stunned in front of the timekeeper's area. And it looked like he was about to take Sami Zayn's head off with a big move. Zayn moved out of the way from a big boot, which Tola Tonga missed and sent him flying over the timekeeper's area. Sammy rolled back into the ring. Tolo Tonga did not. He was eliminated via countout, and Tolo Tonga is eliminated.
I won.
So at least they had the wherewithal to protect Tolo Tonga. As if anybody gives a shit. So it's now Solo versus Sammy. Solo entered right away and hit the consecutive spinning solos. He goes for a near fall. Sammy kicks out. He goes up top, big splash. Once again, Sammy kicks out. And the big splash was really fucking good. He connected on it flush. It was a really good big splash. Solo propped Sami Zayn up on the top rope. He looked like he was going to hit an avalanche Samoan drop. That was turned into a sunset flip bomb by Sammy. Sammy goes for a cover. He only gets a 2. Zayn hyped himself up as he and Solo exchanged blows in the middle of the ring. Solo gained the upper hand with a headbutt on Zayn. Zayn intercepted Solo's running hip attack with an exploded suplex. He then had him in sight for the haluva kick. Solo reversed that into a super kick. Couldn't land the Samoan spike. Zayn rolled him up for the pin. Followed that exchange after a kick out. Solo, out of nowhere, hits not a full-blown spike. It was more like an in-between Samoan spike. But it was enough to get the win. 1, 2, 3, Solo Sikoa pins Sami Zayn. Why did Solo pin Sami Zayn? Well, he's got a match with Gunther on Monday. They need to make him look believable. The MFTs beat Team Sammy. Solo is the sole survivor as he pins Sami Zayn after a Samoan spike. This was 90% heatless until it got down to the last 10%. 5% Sammy and 5% Solo. That was it. The little back and forth between Sammy and Solo was really good. Outside that, this was as heatless as a match as you'll see all fucking year. And the MFTs look fucking ridiculous. They don't look like a serious threat to anybody. All because WWE thinks that they put face paint on these guys like there's some serious fucking group now. They look like a bunch of fucking circus animals. Nobody takes them serious, and they're all fucking losers. There's not an interesting name of the bunch outside Solo Sikoa. And even he is borderline boring. Might be one of the worst groups in all pro wrestling. Might be one of the worst groups in all of pro wrestling is the MFT. Or the MFTs. Solo celebrated his win. He found himself interrupted when the lights went out. The Wyatt Six blacked out the arena. Once the lights came back on, he saw all of the Wyatt Six standing on the apron. And behind him was Uncle Howdy, who snuck up behind Solo Sikoa and delivered a Sister Abigail to end the show. Folks, what did you do on Friday night? Hopefully you didn't watch SmackDown. I watched SmackDown, so you don't have to. Let's get into your super chats. This show was fucking awful tonight. Outside of Asuka and Charlotte Flair, there is absolutely nothing to go back and rewatch on this show. WWE will upload a 15-minute or so highlight video of SmackDown tonight. You can catch up everything from tonight's show condensed into a 15-minute YouTube video.
Well, thank you for watching. Thank you for all the support. Hit that like button. Leave a comment. Please subscribe to my channel. Until next time. Now, I will do a live stream for Survivor Series tomorrow night. So stay tuned for tomorrow night. We will do the Survivor Series live stream. Till then, I'll see you all later.